Joined by Pat Curran. Sir, thank you for the time. Bellator Featherweight Tournament. Does that take you back to the old days? We know you've been with the promotion so long, back when the tournaments were everything.
You know what? I haven't even had the first fight of the tournament yet, but it kind of feels that way. Yes and no. So this is different, completely different tournament for a lot more money, and I am very excited to be a part of it.
What was your initial thoughts when they were floating the idea and the rumor was that the next division was going to be featherweight?
I didn't know. I had no idea until they actually made the official announcement. I saw an Instagram post with Scott Coker, and he said that, we're going to do the Grand Prix tournament, the featherweight division, and the grand prize is $1 million. And on top of that, you could win the title at any point throughout the tournament. I was ecstatic, man. Very excited, very happy to hear that, and especially for the featherweights. This is a huge opportunity for all of us that is a part of it right now. And I had no idea if I was going to be in it or not. I kind of played the patient game, waited it out, and thankfully they invited me, and especially after coming off of a loss. So close to the announcement of the tournament, the invitations to the tournament.
With a victory, moving on to that next round, do you think then the experience of having competed in the tournament previously will pay some dividends, or with the different layoffs than the old tournaments, this is much bigger layoffs, it really won't play that much of a factor, that experience?
No, I don't think it's going to be too much of a factor on my side, or an advantage on my side. It's just you got to stay healthy. That's the key with this tournament. You're going to get banged up during the fights. Hopefully, you can cover quick enough in between the fights, and then before training camp really starts to pick up. But other than that, it's just I wouldn't say nobody has more experience or experience on their side. It's a stacked tournament, and any fighter, any 16 fighters could win this tournament easily.
Talking about health being a factor, first time we're going to get to see you compete twice in a calendar year in quite some time. How healthy are you now?
It's as healthy as can be. I suffered some pretty serious injuries in the past, but with the time off, I was able to make a full recovery, and I still continued to strengthen those areas that I've had surgeries on, and I couldn't be happier with my performance right now. I feel like I'm back in my early 20s. I'm in great shape. Camp's going fantastic. I have no injuries at all, and I'm extremely healthy leading up to this fight. So, knock on wood that I don't jinx myself. I just said that, but this is exactly where I need to be, leading up to this fight.
You've had those injuries. You've dealt with the gruelingness of having to go through the recovery. How much does that add and build the mental fortitude that you have?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Having dealt with the injuries and those perils before, how much does that build and help build your mental fortitude?
At the time, I don't think it helped at all, because you start, second guessing yourself. You're like, oh, well, I need to do this. Is it really going to be worth it? But it does build character. It makes me more aware of my body, my injuries, and how to take care of it, and properly. I'm not just a young fighter anymore pushing through hard training sessions. I still push through hard training sessions, but I know my limits now. If I feel a strain in a certain area, or if I wake up extremely sore, or like a tight strain in any region, I know to take the time off, to recover, to focus a little more attention in that spot, and make sure that I'm healthier for my next training session. So, that's just the one thing that I have to deal with being a little bit older. I still push hard during my training sessions. I just know when to pull back, take the time to rest and recover, then I get right back into it again. So it's been a long process. Obviously in the beginning of training camp or leading up to like a pre-camp, you take a little bit more time in between those hard sessions, but now I'm able to train, Monday through Saturday without taking too much time off. And, I'm training like I was, 22, 23 again, back when I was recovering really quickly. And, I was having those hard sparring sessions, and then I can go back into another hard sparring session, hard training session, a few hours after that. So I'm back to doing doubles, 2 a days, and, maybe I'll throw in an extra run once in a while there too. So my body's in incredible shape that I'm going to be happier with where I need to be. I just have to maintain this health and peak at the right time.
What do you think's been the biggest adjustments in your training or nutrition over the last couple years?
I found a new training camp, Vallie Flow Striking here in Wooddale, Illinois. Mike Bell is the head instructor and the owner, the main coach, and he's really been throwing a lot of new techniques, fixing a lot of areas that he sees mistakes with my striking, my overall game, and he's really getting my mind going on being a little more creative and I'm not bored anymore. He's helping me advance my level by fixing those areas or throwing those little those planting seeds in me, telling me, hey, you should think about this. Try not to make this mistake here. Let's try to work off this, and it's just I love it. I'm starting to think more on my overall game because of it. Previously, years ago, I lost that fire because you can only do so many things, the same training routine until you get bored and tired of it, and it's like it just lose interest. But now, he's throwing so many new skills at me that it's just really getting my attention and getting the fire burning again. So if I have that passion, I have that love for the sport, and I'm thankful for a coach like that. And just the way they train over there, it's not just him as a coach, but all his fighters, all his athletes are complete. They're studs. It's a very, very talented gym. Very grateful to be a part of it and work with those guys. And the way they approach their fights, the way they approach their training, they just don't go in and do hard sparring rounds all the time. They do a lot of drilling, a lot of repetition, and then pick and choose the right days to get those hard sessions in. If you are leading up to a fight. So I love the camp over there. It's tailored to what I need, and all the guys that I'm working with are extremely talented, pushing me to be a better fighter. And I'm really happy that I found a gym like that.
How hard but yet important is it to find that specific coach, Jim, that does fit the individual athlete's needs or style?
It's everyone's different, but for me, it's not a very large school or team. They have probably on average 10 to 15, sometimes more guys in class, and I get a lot of one-on-one attention, especially when I'm leading up to a fight. So I thrive off that. That really helps my overall game and helps me, to become a better fighter because I have a coach that's watching me, giving me advice, tweaking little things here and there compared to if I was at a really large school. I wouldn't get that much attention. It's important for me. It works out better in my favor to be at a school like this compared to somewhere else. I'm not taking away from any other gyms or camps out there, but this is the most convenient for me. It's in my area. It's about an hour away, so I got to commute a little bit, but it's well worth it.
Right, that's great to hear you guys clicked. It's great to see the success that Mike's having. I met him and knew him for some time when he was out here. I'm out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I remember 2012 watching him hit pads with Diego Brandao at the old Jackson's gym.
Yes, he was there for, I think 5 or 7 years. He was there for a long time and worked with some of the best athletes at that gym, and he gained a lot of experience being there, so he was able to, part ways, come up here to Chicago and start his own school, and he's been very successful since he started that.
Right, it's great to see this success. Great to hear that you're so happy with the training, and now we look forward to see what you guys do at Bellator 226. You have an unbeaten Adam Borish in front of you. How do you knock away some of the confidence of a 13-0 fighter who is unblemished right now?
I just have to hit him. That's about it. As soon as I make contact with him, that'll slow his confidence down. I know that. I have very heavy hands. I just have to make contact with him. And, if it's not going to be the punches, then it'll be the takedowns or the submission attempts. So I'm just going to throw everything I have at him and to, just to mentally break them and make sure that, I walk away with the win. But I don't, it's hard. I really don't want to talk about it. I just want to go in there and let my hands, do the talking for me. So, I just want to have a great performance this next fight.
That's important to you, and then you feel like you found the recipe right now with the camp, with the health, with everything. You feel that we'll see the best Pat Curran possible at Bellator 226?
That's what I'm hoping for. I've been with this camp. This is my third training camp, third fight with the guys. I'm 1-1 with them right now, but the longer that we got to work together, the more he understands my style, me as an athlete, and we've been building off it. So we've been making leaps and bounds this camp. My last camp we did, but I wasn't able to perform properly. But this next camp, where we're at right now, leaps and bounds compared to the previous camp and the previous camp before that. So I feel like the longer you stick it out with with the team compared to jumping around back and forth, you stick with the same team. They can bring out the best in you, especially. I've only been there for, like I said, this is going to be my third fight with them, so really not that long of a time. I still have a lot more to learn, from the school.
I know it's one fight at a time, and we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but how big and what do you feel this opportunity means to you, $1 million, being in the tournament, a chance to grab the belt again?
Dude, this is life-changing, man. I've never expected to win a $1 million tournament. When I first got into this sport, I was young, just immature. I didn't know, what the pay scale was, but of course, we all want to make as much money as possible, and I wanted to become a millionaire doing this, and that's why I put so much time into it. And now I'm given that opportunity. This is kind of like almost like a dream come true in a sense, because I can have a chance to make $1 million, become a millionaire at doing something that I'm great at, what I love to do, and most importantly, change my family's life forever. So this could pay my son's college tuition. This could give him more opportunities to be involved with sports or extra activities outside of just school, and I can provide a better house, better living situation for him. So this is it's a life changing deal, and I'm taking full advantage of it. That's why I got the call. I was happy to say yes. I jumped on it right away. I got the contract to him as soon as I could, and we got back to the gym, started to work at it again.
Pat Curran, thank you for the time.
Absolutely, thank you.